Colin's natural feel for design goes back to studying architecture at WITS. Political activism pulled him away into a mediation role between business and political leaders, and then a career in banking. He maintained a fascination with Greek and Italian architecture, which now reflects in the courtyard design of his family home.
Colin, I must tell you, this is probably one of the most striking homes I've seen. What was it about this property that you absolutely loved and you just had to have it?
Well, it was a place close to the center of Africa's most important city, Johannesburg, which I love, and it's my home, it was where I was born. And I was able to unite two homes and create something from the beginning.
I love this courtyard. Does it connect every part of the home?
It does indeed. It is the soul of the home, and you're able to stay still in one area, whether it's in the courtyard or any one of the rooms in the buildings, and feel united by the whole activity of the family.
It's quite an eclectic home. I take that you travel a lot?
I do. You know, I love the colors. I love that feel, the earthly feel. But at the same time, it's full of my travels, which are, throughout Africa. I've been to China a lot, the United States, Europe. And I like to collect things, particularly art from around the travels. And that kind of gives me memories, but it also unites what I see as sort of the global cultures and the global people and the warmth of the world.
Advising top companies takes Colin from Nigeria to Ethiopia and Ghana. And if you paid him in art, he might be the happiest banker alive. Whether it's Chairman Mao or a Madiba portrait, there's a political theme to his collection. Sharing his creative passion is his partner, Nerina Labuschagne, an international model and mother to their 4-year-old son, Kyle.
Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Welcome.
Thank you so much. So what are you guys up to?
We're busy baking cupcakes.
Awesome. Kyle's definitely not interested. Bye. Colin, this is a beautiful family home. Do you get to host people quite a lot?
We do. We have parties, we have people around, obviously for business as well as social reasons. And obviously this is where I have my kids and the family getting together. And so, I love it. If you look around in the double volume space, you see lots of art from my travels, various bits and pieces from things that are important to me and feed my soul.
Colin, I absolutely love the double volume. It kind of adds a dimension to the house.
Yeah, it gives it volume and transparency. You can see everything around the art, and you can connect the garden, the courtyard, and the volume. It feels like an inside and outside home all at once.
For a man constantly involved with investment in Africa and its future, this house makes the most compelling setting for business meetings. Guests are surrounded by the best of our continent, and Joburg boasts an unbeatable climate for year-round entertaining.
With such an amazing home, do you have your favorite place in the house?
My cinema is like, that's almost my church, where I'm calm, I watch what I want to watch. It's really a beautiful space. The playroom where the kids play with the basketball court next to it.
The house offers great entertainment for all of Colin's 4 children and their friends, ranging in age from 23 to 4 years old.
And the garden is one of my most peaceful, meditative places where I read the newspaper and, make calls and relax. And then one of my more active areas is the gym. Why don't I show you that, where, I work out and make sure that I stay fit and healthy.
For the man of the house, taking the stairs, not the lift, and getting to gym at home is an important discipline to keep up, given that he spends so much time on aircraft and in hotels and boardrooms.
It's quite a self-sufficient gym, so I can see why you spend a lot of time in here.
I do. This is where I try to keep fit and healthy, and it's part of my routine.
So now, Colin, I'm going to put you to the test. I just want to see your boxing skills, because I'm a boxer every 2 weeks or so, So my trainer's always going to. That was such a girly little punch. It's like, let's see. What was it? Sting like a what? Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see yours.
Huh? Sting like a butterfly, fly like a bee.
Yeah. Nice. Well, there you have it. Absolutely amazing. I just need to learn how to punch better. It was like such a girly punch. So.
Having some way to blow off steam will have been useful to a man so involved in mediation between political leaders. Colin has created a sanctuary of a master suite too.
Oh wow, this is lovely. It really does kind of have almost like a tree house kind of feel, right? Is that what you wanted?
Absolutely. You sit on the bed and you look out to the garden, surrounded by the green trees. It's just wonderful to hear the sound of the birds and the fresh light of Johannesburg.
Congratulations on your Style Award. Absolutely amazing. Do you think that plays a big part in your everyday life?
I guess, the things that unite me, the architecture, the fashion, the global travel, the style. What gives me a lot of joy is participating in the style, in the art, in the creative area. And I love surrounding myself with beautiful style and projecting that into the world.
You've worked so hard to achieve so many milestones. What do you think you'd attribute to your success?
I've always followed values and I've always followed the principles that have guided me. My family's been very important in giving that to me. I've never been somebody who's chased after money, but obviously, with success comes the ability to enjoy your life and participate in these beautiful things, and that's the way I've lived my life.
It's been an absolute pleasure to get a glimpse into your life, and I guess a little touch of your Joburg Island.
Absolute pleasure to have top billing, and congratulations on your 25th year.
If the concept for the home was Colin's, to carry out his grand design, he found the ideal architect in Joe van Rooyen.
The exterior really has a beautiful South African country-style feel.
It was literally quite an early decision that we made, that we're going to try and do a South African modern barn courtyard house. So there's a lot of things happening in that concept, but that it's quite a neutral backdrop for this contemporary international kind of interior. The whole idea was like a little village. So that was the corrugated little building. We've got a stone building behind me, but it all kind of relates and picks up on that local South African textures.
The packed stone lends this city home an air of country farm. The bronze sculpture suggests a modernist take on a scarecrow, and these benches lend the setting a strong African feel.
What are you most proud of when it comes to this project?
I think that was probably our biggest challenge, was the tilt-up doors, Lorna. They might look simple, but it was quite an engineering architectural feat to make them seem to be operating seamless, and literally that this barn on ground floor opens up when you've got this perfect weather.
I really didn't even realize there were doors. They're absolutely amazing.
The natural cross-ventilation you get through the house was helped by what happened halfway through the project. Opening the outside of the house to this garden suddenly became possible when the adjoining property came up for sale. Colin bought it, and what was originally an inward-focused courtyard design now had an expansive garden with well-established trees. They even created a river on the side of the house. When it came to pulling all the artworks and interiors together, designer Stephen Falk got the call.
Stephen, your work is always impeccable. Looking at this particular home, you had an amazing canvas to work with.
This whole structure, the architecture, is all a piece of art. So everything that was chosen in the interior has to take on a sculptural feel. What I try to do is to do a balance of color. So we've shots of very, very strong color that will sort of balance and coordinate with the artwork. And then sort of the very sculptural furniture that we've used has also, there's very much a balance, so that at the end of the day, very strong things become easy to live with and easy on the eye.
You've kept the furniture very simple because everything else has a lot of character.
I think it's very important in a house today. People have things for formal and for best, but I find today is best. So this is a busy household with lots of entertaining, young, energetic family. And, I think that it works. And to me, a space that works is what it's all about. Aesthetics are one thing, but the ultimate in comfort is that it works.
This is a designer ideally suited to the brief. The center of the house had to be bold, in keeping with the paintings and sculptures. Stephen's known to have an adventurous talent for mixing colors which people might otherwise be scared to try.
offers a lot of character. What is the overall theme?
There's a lot of things in this house that have stories. The tables, who made things, how we brought things in, how one juxtaposition things. And I think that's a very important factor, that so much was not just kind of bought off the shelf, it was designed in. And I think that so often, one actually decorates, but this had a strong decorating facet of many different things that made up the whole composition.
So it was lots of fun.
It was.
It's the home of someone who always sees the rainbow beyond the storm clouds, and his vision and hard work are commodities this country needs.